One of the best I still remember calling somebody Christmas Eve on the payphone and walking out and just looking at the prison, the little army barracks, and going, wow, this wasn't as bad as I thought. I ate, I talked to some guys. We didn't drink, we didn't smoke dope, but you didn't need to.
Do they not take it for granted? Like it's a special day and people out here kind of get sick of them and they don't really care about it as much? Or
It was really weird because you had these barracks, and every barrack had an eating area, like a bench, a microwave, a little refrigerator. You had to keep it clean on your own. Some guys kept it clean. Some guys were just animals. But there was the HIV unit, and those motherfuckers kept shit spotless. So we would hide our stashes over there. So the one Christmas Eve, we all went over there. And I was in business with this guy in prison that cooked. He was an Italian guy, but he fucking cooked. And he cooked from tools. Herb Dean, he cooked nachos every night. And he charged $2 for nachos, and they were better than fucking restaurant ones. He got these salted chips from downtown Denver, and then he would make his own cheese. He would stick the iron, the ironing? Mm-hmm. When you iron, he'd take the thing out of the iron, and that's how he would melt the cheese in a bucket. And then he would cut green chilies in there and onions and tomatoes, and he would melt the cheese. It'd take 8 hours. And he'd be cooking that, and people would be knocking on his fucking door all night. Is the chili ready? He'd fucking cook. And every day he'd cook something different. Then there was these Mexican dudes that came in, and their wives made these green chili burritos. But he was on probation for something, so he would cut the profits with the Italian dude. So the Italian dude had nachos at night and green chili burritos. This was every fucking night, this guy. So we ate. It wasn't like what you see in, we didn't eat lobster tails like Goodfellas. But I remember Christmas Eve, it was snowing, and there was 30 of us in the HIV unit with 6 HIV guys from heroin, and we were all eating, and we had all the fucking food that you'd have at home. It was mind-boggling. And here's these guys that probably had beefs on the street or whatever, because I wasn't from Denver, but I knew that there was shit going on in there. And everybody was eating. And there were some guys that were probably doing drugs, but for the most part, it was a Christmas that I thought it was going to be a bad Christmas, but it was a great Christmas. It wasn't bad. At that time, I wasn't having good Christmases. I haven't had really good Christmases. My mother had just, 6, 7 years in, my mother had just died. Christmases didn't even feel like Christmas. Not because they didn't feel like Christmas, because I didn't want to feel Christmas, in a way. I didn't want to feel it. But that was the first time in 87, that Christmas, that I was like, okay, I fucking get Christmas again. And it was Christmas. Sorry to fucking bring you down with that story, but it's a true story. So
when I think of prison,
yeah, that's interesting.
I know some people make mistakes, like you've talked about DUIs and stuff, or just punching somebody and hitting them wrong. But mostly when I think of prison, I think of like bad people being there. Is that true, do you think? Or like what percentage of them are bad?
There was a lot of people that were bad. There was a lot of people that were there at the end of their sentence. Like they had done 20 fucking years.
Oh.
There was a lot of murderers in there. There wasn't no rapists in that place. There wasn't no child molesters. It was violent offenders that were trying to get into a system. Like, I think Rifle, there was a couple camps. There was Rifle, Camp George West, and there was one other one. Rifle was more for drugs. Like if you were on drugs or you sold drugs, they put you through Rifle at the end, I think. They had a movie theater. They had a swimming pool, so you would be a lifeguard in the town. They really did a lot of things in Rifle because you couldn't escape. There's no way fucking, who played Blade?
Oh.
Wesley Snipes could not escape from that jail because Rifle to the city is 3 hours, and it's one road. Sorry. So they gave you all the leash in the world. They let you swim. In the winter, you got a job at the movie theater, like at the Lowe's 16 in town. And in the summer, you got the lifeguard.
Okay.
So it was a drug prison. And then the other one was the one for rapists and child molesters. I was at the one with violence, burglaries, maybe a little couple of guys for drugs, heroin, but long term. Guys that had done, there was a guy in there that told me how he killed this guy. But when he was telling me the story and I got to meet him, I saw it. I could see it happening. Why would you mess with this guy? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you saw fucking Spencer Antoine, you knew not to mess with him. He was 6'4". He played for Louisiana, whatever, University of Louisiana. He was a linebacker. He had married. He had 6 kids. He was blue collar. And he went to Denver on vacation for his sister. And some guy messed with his sister, and he ran down the stairs, and fucking the guy said something with another guy, and he went upstairs and got a knife. He's from the fucking bayou.
So I was literally just thinking that. So let's say I go on a vacation to Minnesota, and I kill somebody. Do I go to jail in Minnesota, even if I'm from Boston?
Yeah. You have to pay your debt.
That's fucked up.
Now your family has to go visit you. So his family would come every 6 months. They'd put away money.
Oh,
he had 6 girls or 5 girls and a boy. But I could see how he went down. He went up, took the ear beating, got smacked in the face, went upstairs, got a knife, and came back and stabbed one of the guys. And killed him. I could see it happening. You know, you could see.
Did he get a long time?
He got 12 years because he had a really good attorney. Mm-hmm. You know, there was another guy that I became friends with that scalped, like just robbed the Denver Broncos. Like way before computers and all that shit, he bought a ticket and printed the ticket in the same paper. He busted into the paper where they made the tickets for the Broncos, the NFL. Just masterminded this fucking scam. He was from Cleveland, chubby Italian dude. And he was doing it in chunks. So he would travel all around the country in chunks. So he would go to New England one week, sell 3,000 fake tickets. Just sell them for $74.95. How can you do that? We're in bed with the New England Patriots. It's the new program. The NFL is in bed with them. If we sell the ticket to you, you get $10 off from the ticket price. That the people were buying them like hotcakes. And then he would go to Baltimore. Then he would go to Miami, where they busted him in Denver, the FBI. He was going to a town, and he told me, he goes, I'd average 2,000, 1,500 to 2,000 tickets at face value.
He made a lot of money.
Made a lot of fucking money. And you know how they caught him? He sat in his own seat. So him and his people were not allowed to go to the games because they didn't want to be on camera on NFL. So he was a Cleveland Brown fan, and he went for the Denver Bronco fan. He stayed and sat in his own ticket. After the description of people and blah, 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 blah. And then everybody came out
like,
the trial.
That's the guy.
That's the guy. That's how they fucking nailed him. Just tremendous. One little mistake. He said he saved one of the best tickets for himself and went in there. And they did something where they zapped out the tickets. So the people who really had tickets, the tickets wouldn't be good or something. Something just fucking brilliant in those days. Like I met people that, to the regular person, you would consider him a scumbag. We're going in like fucking Marines, you understand me?
Welcome to church, motherfucker.